Hey, so about 24 to 48 hours ago, I Don't Want to Be a Magical Girl's animatic pilot dropped here on YouTube. You might have already seen it. It has over like 500,000 views. Killing it. But I'm going to be talking about what I liked about the pilot and kind of my thoughts and feelings, as well as recommending a few webcomics that you might want to check out if you're looking for more kind of magical girl or magical girl parodying webcomics. Alright, let's get into it. So I Don't Want to Be a Magical Girl is created by Kiana Khansmith, who I've been following on Tumblr for a while. It was super cool to see this project go from concept to finished product. But yeah, you might know Kiana because she's done work for Big City Greens on Disney Channel and working as a storyboard or a character artist. Over the 11-minute pilot itself, we see Aika, a magical girl who would really rather be like a normal, average teenage girl. The pilot introduces Aika just as she's running away to attend an everyday, boring high school. Along the way, she makes friends with a girl named Zira, who's a bit nerdy and a big fan of the magical girl genre herself. It reminds me of me in high school. Like, I'm a big fan. Anyways, Aika has been followed to school by her sidekick and magical mascot, Hoshi, a guardian star that aids Aika in her magical girl adventures. Over the pilot, we follow the girls and the star throughout their first day, culminating in an attack on the school by Eclipse, a henchman to the big bad, Lady Devoid. We get a good look at Aika's powers and personality, as well as the key features for the other primary characters of the series. That is the most spoiler-free synopsis that I can give, and that is what happens. So just to dive into my own thoughts and feelings of the pilot, I found I Don't Want to Be a Magical Girl to be a refreshing, fun story from the get-go. They spend time simultaneously redefining and paying homage to classic tropes of the genre, but the pilot is also doing its own thing, particularly with its sleek, modern-feeling character design and pacing. The writing and comedy is likewise kept very modern.
You see, I'm kind of a loser. Wow! A real-life high school loser! Whoa.
It feels clean with a good balance of work and play to move the story along. It knows what it wants to do as a pilot and gets it done. The series' main characters are freshmen, I think, in high school, and the creator did a great job writing youthful without it feeling kiddie. You never get the sense that this is written as a kid's show, but they do sound like teenagers. I would say there's something for everyone within the 11-minute pilot, but the series definitely takes a few steps back from being all ages. It contains light swearing and cartoon violence, nothing that I would be upset about, but, you know, watch your kids.
If you don't like me, that's fine. But, you know, watch your mouth.
Quite a few of the jokes had me snickering, which is more than I can say for a number of full-fledged adult comedy cartoons. I think they struck a really good balance of being funny without overly memeing it up. While there is the occasional moment that I felt might have a bit too much secondhand awkwardness, that's definitely like a personal take, and it's a style that people are going for. I just don't personally find myself liking it super often.
Nobody laugh at Frank and stare at Frank. He's like a younger brother to me, you guys.
I have enjoyed plenty of shows and movies with a similar tone to this. For example, Disney's Turning Red. That is like so awkward and so embarrassing, but you know, it's fun. It's nostalgic. And I think this show kind of strikes a similar tone or vibe. For every moment that I felt might be a bit awkward, there were two jokes that I thought landed really well. The idea of parodying or playing with the magical girl genre is a concept that I almost always love. There are so many different avenues to take it and so many directions to write a story for. It's almost limitless with just how broad in scope a magical girl story can get. So it is cool to see people's interpretations and changes within the genre. Alright, I'm going to be mentioning a few webcomics that you might consider checking out, which take the magical girl genre and kind of run with it. I'll link to all the comics below, but I'm going to be keeping the synopsis pretty brief with all of them. First things first, I feel like I need to mention Magical Boy by the Cow. I've posted about it before on social media, and I really like this comic. Originally posted on Top Us, which is a comic sharing platform. It's also available in print. I own volume 1 in print. I don't own volume 2. You can read it in either case. It's the same story. Anyway, Magical Boy follows another magic user disgruntled with their title and expectations. However, in Magical Boy, we follow the story of Max, a young trans man dealing with his gender identity alongside his fantastical powers. The story follows his relationships with his friends and family and interconnected generational trauma and expectations alongside alongside learning and balancing his powers. Retired Magical Girl Support Group by Anne Soderberg follows the life of Aiko and a few other women who have aged out of their magical girl personas. When girls in their world transition from girlhood to adulthood, they lose their ability to conjure magic and perform their magical abilities as magical girls. The comic asks the question of how they can, or if they're even able to, adjust when the magic that they had throughout their youth is gone and they suddenly have to move onward into an ordinary life. It's an ongoing comic, and at time of recording, Aiko is just starting to make adjustments to recenter her life and move on from all of her previous experiences as a magical girl. I'm really excited to see how this story continues and if we can learn and explore any of the other girls in the group's lives, the life that they are adjusting to after their experiences. And the last comic I'm going to mention today is Glittering Guilt by Sierra Ray. It tells the story of Sweetheart, a magical girl fueled by the power of love, alongside her arch-enemy slash boyfriend, Bitterbat, a multi-dimensional prince of evil. At time of recording, the comic has had a 4-year time skip from their youth when they first met into 4 years later, sort of young adulthood, college age, and the experiences that wedge them apart, and the new experience of Bitterbat trying to get back to Earth and Sweetheart. This comic is intended for a more mature audience, so viewer discretion is advised. If you're going to check it out, please be aware of that before you begin reading it. And those are the 3 comics I'm going to mention in this video. If you're interested in more magical girl webcomics, I can try to track some down, but I guess that's all I have to say. I didn't write an ending for this script. I'm mostly reading what I posted on Tumblr at like 2 in the morning yesterday, right after I watched the pilot. But thanks for checking out the video. Hopefully I can have something new for you soon, and please go check out I Don't Want to Be a Magical Girl. I really think it's worth a watch. Have a good night, YouTube. See you later.